Alright, all I can say is we will get to you later. In a later video, I'm disappointed. Losing to Cincinnati? Come on, man. 22 years we whooped their asses. 22 years. Alright, forget it now. Alright, task at hand. Sam Adams, Boston Lager. I've reviewed a bunch of Sam Adams beers since I've done this little, odyssey to find my beer enlightenment, and I'm still searching. This is the flagship beer, man. This is Sam Adams, the Boston Lager, okay? This is the beer that started it all in the mid-'80s. Jim Koch, he went on his quest for the perfect noble Bavarian hop, and, they want to play it up, and he's like the Steve Jobs of beer. Well, not really, but this was really considered by many to be the first American craft beer, the gateway beer into enlightenment, okay? Alright, let's open it up. I'm not going to waste any time. If you want me to read it real quick on the neck, what's on the neck there? Original beer brewed with Bavarian noble hops, a balance of malty sweetness and hop spiciness. In this brew sets the standard for all Samuel Adams beers. Now, I'm not going to lie. I've had this before. Old grimy. Yeah, alright. We got some plumage. Now, let's pour it out. Oh, yeah. And this definitely has a copper color. Didn't pour it out too much of a head. But, I think that's all relative. I mean, depending on how you pour a beer, whether you do it very aggressively or, you got a soft touch, it's going to determine the head, and that's going to, you can manipulate that. Just like when Sam Adams would always advertise on the radio, I don't know if you're in this area, in the Albany area, you can float a bottle cap on that head. Well, I mean, if I pour a Miller Lite aggressively enough, and I'll make a video if you don't believe me, you can float a beer cap on that head. Now, this head is small. It's bright white, as you can see. Now, the first thing you're going to notice when you pour this out, this Sam Adams Boston Lager, for a lager, it has quite a bit of hop aroma. Quite a bit. And I mean, that's just like initially. That's just for the first minute or so, first couple of minutes. And, you may be caught off guard, and you may say to yourself, wow, is this like really a lager? I mean, because it smells like an ale. I mean, you can really smell that hop presence, and it almost, in a way, on the front end of the whiff, overtakes everything else. Now, it's got that nice hop aroma, and then in the back of the whiff, I can get the malt and that sweetness, that malt sweetness. And this just has a brilliant color. Carbonation is a bit much the way it looks here, but it really isn't, though. It really isn't. And, it's a lager, too. I mean, really. So it's going to have bubbles. All right, let's try it, man. And let's see how it goes. Prost. Yep, really nice. You can taste the hops in it, which is kind of unique for a lot of lagers. But it is like almost perfectly balanced by that malt. And that's what I'm most impressed by Sam Adams Lager. Is the balance that it achieves between the hops and the malt. Caramel malts are really coming through now. And it doesn't really take that long. I let the bottle sit out for about 10 minutes before I poured it. I get a hop bite from this beer, actually, which is quite refreshing for a lager. I mean, to have a prominent hop presence, yet to have it so wonderfully balanced out by the malt. Now, I hope I'm not sounding too pretentious, but I mean, it really is true. Like, this beer is beautifully balanced. But really, for an entry-level craft beer, and one that's going to get you into the gate. You know, it's going to give you the key into that world, into that realm, beyond the Budweisers, beyond the Miller Lights and the Coors Lights, the one that's going to, you know, free your consciousness, open your mind, man. Seriously, I mean, come on. Pay the extra $1.50, $2, maybe $3. I mean, come on, man. Cough it up and unleash a new world. Because the tastes that you're going to acquire are well worth the price of admission. I'm actually, believe it or not, going to give this beer an A-. And some people will probably say, wow, Phil, you're really overrating this. But no, to be honest, I've tried many Sam Adams beers, probably about 15, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. I'm not exactly sure. And this one, for sure, the lager, the flagship beer, the face of the brewery of Boston Brewing Company. If you had to give someone, in my opinion, a Sam Adams beer, you would give them the Boston Lager. This is the beer. This is the representative of Boston Brewing Company, and it shines through for me. I mean, it's just wonderfully balanced, and that's all I can keep stressing in this review is balance, balance, balance. It has a wonderful creaminess in the back end of the palate. All right, try it out, man. Enough is enough. A-. Go out and get it. All right? Sammy's.